Welcome traders to our midweek technical analysis video. So jumping straight into things here from where the market opened up, which is this candlestick here. You can see that the initial move upon market open on Sunday at 10 p.m. GMT was a bullish move, and then you saw sellers take control, step into the market and drive price all the way down to one of our points of interest, where price found support at around 4,043. From there we saw some consolidation, and then sort of as we get a couple hours closer to that London session open on Monday, we saw price push to one of our points of interests at around 4,058, and that is a point of interest because you can see levels of support being tested multiple times. You can see resistance and support holding at this level. Then we saw London session start at 8 o'clock, and we saw some enormous bullish momentum carrying price all the way up until where it initially found a resistance at around 4,150. From there, you saw price become bearish, with price dropping all the way down to around 4,110, where price ended up testing as support on a point of interest. Again, a place that we have seen price test as both support and resistance, indicating to us that this is a psychological level that we want to take into account as a possible place for price to test at as a support or a resistance. And as you can see, price did in fact test this level as a support. From there, you saw continued consolidation up until around the Asian session of Wednesday. So the early hours of this morning, you can see we saw a break of structure of these common highs and this rough resistance area of around 4,150, with price creating the next high at around 4,170. You can see that price has in fact tested this level multiple times as a resistance, and we are now seeing signs of sellers stepping in and taking control of the market, indicated to us by these wicks that you can see here. So this is just exhausted candlesticks where you can see that buyers have pushed the price up, and then sellers have taken control towards the end of the candlestick and brought it back down to sort of the same place as the candlestick opened. You can see that that bearish momentum continued, pushing price back down to around 4,145, and then from there we have seen a bullish momentum today. Obviously we are now in the second hour of the London session, so we will see some more volume enter the markets as London traders will now be entering, and the overall bias will most likely be bullish, as we have seen some clean breaks of structure and some other economic and political events taking place today. There is the new budget coming out today for the UK, so that will definitely affect the market in terms of psychologically, in terms of the retail traders and institutional traders. So you might see some weird volume or weird momentum taking place today as sort of decisions are being made. However, let's go over where we could potentially expect to see price go to from here. Obviously, price is testing at this level of around 4,160, where it's currently trading at. And what we're going to look to see is we need to see these highs where we see these exhausted wicks. We need to see those highs broken through. So if we see a candlestick sort of finish anywhere from 4,166 and above, then we will accept that price will probably and most likely continue on bullish. That is the overall bias. My overall bias for the rest of this week will be bullish, but it all depends on these next few hours until we creep closer and closer, whilst we creep closer and closer to that New York session. Obviously, we have roughly 4 hours until that New York session kicks in. We do have some high impacting news here, as you can see. That will take place at 1:30, so 30 minutes sort of before that New York session opens up. So pre-market news, and we will see how that affects the market. It's not a very significant economic event, but it is high impacting. So there will be some sort of reaction on gold from that news event. So what we're going to look to see, if I zoom right in here, what we're going to expect to see or look to see is one of these next few candlesticks in the next sort of 3-4 hours, for a candlestick to finish anywhere sort of in this level. We're looking for price to break through or finish somewhere where we see sellers exhausting price. If we see that happen, we most likely will see that continuation from that point onwards. So let's say sort of the next hour, in roughly 5 minutes, if we see that hourly candlestick overall bullish and we see price break through these exhausted wicks and finish in that area, then we'll expect that next hour to continue on bullish. Remember, we might not see a straight bullish push. We might see some slight retracements at the start of the hour where sellers are still trying to control the markets. However, we will then see overall buyers take control towards the end of that candlestick and push price up. So sort of the opposite, as you can see here. You can see that buyers originally have pushed price up, and then towards the end of the candlestick, or towards the end of the hour before the candlestick closes, you can see sellers then stepping back into the market, controlling the market and driving price back down, as to the reason you see all those exhausted wicks. So that's what we're sort of wanting to see. Obviously, there is a possibility for a bearish move to take place here. And a bearish move, we need to see at this level here of around 4,145 broken. If we see price retrace to this level, test it as a support, we're still going to accept that overall bullish bias. If we see price eventually break through this level, sort of if we see a candlestick finish anywhere sort of around 4,145, then we'll expect to see price retrace potentially back down to this support level of around 4,110. So that's going to be pretty much it for our midweek technical analysis. Our overall bias is bullish. We're definitely looking at a more probable bullish market. However, there is definitely going to be some possibility for the sellers to continue to take control of the market once price reaches these highs and drive price back down, causing a correction within the markets. Only time will tell, and we just have to be patient, but they are the two key things that I'm going to be looking for. So again, that support of 4,145, we see that broken through, we most likely will see a bearish continuation, potentially down to around 4,100, give or take. And if we see price finish anywhere above these candlesticks, sort of 4,166 or above, we'll then accept that the next few hours or the next couple of days or few weeks potentially will be bullish. So with that being said, that's going to be our midweek technical analysis video. As always, I hope you have all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and if you haven't already, don't hesitate to purchase a challenge account with us. In the description below, you will find our link to our website. You can check out all our plans, all our different account sizes, along with an FAQ and a bunch of other cool stuff on the site. So be sure to check that out, and if you do feel like you're ready to trade a much larger capital and risk not your own, and don't risk your own money, and you don't want to risk your own money anymore, then by all means give it a try. Purchase a account with us below if you haven't already as well. Join our Discord, as you will get the first access to our sort of insider promos, so be sure to join that too. So that's going to be our midweek technical analysis video. As always, I hope you have all enjoyed, and I will catch you in our post-week market review.